Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News, Thursday, June 16th, 2022. Stand up for your country. We have a no spin investigation for you. You know, we can't do many of these because of personnel matters. We have so much daily breaking news to cover and analyze that it's hard for me to peel off some people. But I thought this story was very, very important. And that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. It's all about abortion. So in the next week or so, Supreme Court will rule, and I believe the majority will say that abortion rights will go back to the states to adjudicate. So Roe v. Wade will be no more because it really isn't based on anything in the Constitution. Might be a close vote, might be 5-4, because John Roberts, the top justice there, he leans left. Nobody knew that when he was appointed, but he does. So it might be 5-4. Now, the story has engendered strong emotions all across the United States of America. And now we have a group emerging that wants to do violence. The name of the group is Jane's Revenge. Jane's Revenge. So it first surfaced May of this year. And it basically says that if you are in a group that is not promoting abortion, then they're going to attack the group. Jane's Revenge is going to attack the group. So far, they backed up their threat. In Madison, Wisconsin, Fort Collins, Colorado, Reisterstown, Massachusetts, Olympia, Washington, Des Moines, Iowa, Linwood, Washington, Washington, D.C., Asheville, North Carolina, Buffalo, New York, Hollywood, Florida, Vancouver, Washington, Frederick, Maryland, Denton, Texas, Gresham, Oregon, Eugene, Oregon, Portland, Oregon. Groups, churches, pro-life, buildings, crisis pregnancy centers have all been attacked. All right? And this group, Jane's Revenge, admits it. Put it up on the screen. This is what they say, quote, "We have demonstrated in the past month how easy and fun it is to attack. We are versatile, we are mercurial, and we answer to no one but ourselves. We promise to take increasingly drastic measures against oppressive infrastructures. Rest assured that we will, and those measures may not come in the form of something so easily cleaned up as a fire or graffiti." Okay, that was put forth this week, that threat. Clearly a threat. And it's a terror threat. And that's the reason this story is important. This group, Jane's Revenge, is a terror group. So while the Justice Department puts out all kinds of stuff against white supremacy, what about Jane's Revenge? Well, we call them, and they ignored us. They ignored us. Justice Department ignored us. Okay? And say a word. Now, Jane's Revenge gets its message out just like Al-Qaeda and ISIS do. They don't have a website. You can't find them on Twitter or Facebook or TikTok or YouTube. They post communiques on anonymous blogging sites. Okay? And they get their word out that way. That's what the overseas terrorists do. Because they don't want to be traced back. They don't want to have a visit from somebody who might not be agreeing with them. So this is a threat. Who's covered in the media? Nobody but Fox News. But has ignored it. Even though in Buffalo, New York, they firebombed a clinic that was referring pregnant women to adoption agencies. Violent terror. Where's the Justice Department? Where's Merrick Garland? Merrick Garland. White supremacy all day long. Okay, fine. Keep an eye on them. This group is actively doing it. Where are you? Merrick Garland. Where's the press conference? Now, I don't expect Biden to know anything because Biden doesn't know anything. You went Jane's Revenge to Biden, he go, no joke. He doesn't know. Even if you explain it to him as I have to you today, he wouldn't be able to grasp it. He wouldn't be able to do it. Doesn't have the mental capacity to do it. So, I mean, just so you know that this is a serious business, these people are putting out arson's okay, night of rage, we're going to hurt you. So what are they going to hurt? The Sisters of Life? Is that what they're going to go after? Jane's Revenge? Heinous, awful, terrible. And I thought you should know about it. And that's the memo. Now, the second story plays right into this. So Gallup took a poll about the moral values present in the USA. Moral values. Don't hear much about those anymore, do we? Democrat 27, Republican 34. Too big a spread, Gallup. You gotta really kind of even that spread out. Independent 38. Question: how would you rate the overall state of moral values in this country today as excellent, good, only fair, or poor? Excellent, 1%. That says a lot, doesn't it? Good, 12, fair, 37, poor, 50. So clearly 87% of those polled by Gallup feel that the United States is in trouble as far as moral values are concerned. Second question. Right now, do you think the state of moral values in the country as a whole are getting better or worse? Getting better, 18. Getting worse, 78. Why are Americans sour? Well, I'm going to tell you 3 reasons why this is happening. And they're very interesting reasons. Number 1, bad parenting. So we have an epidemic of bad parenting in America. And it's a judgmental analysis that I'm making. It is. It's by observation, but also on data. So parents are responsible for raising their children in a moral environment. What does that mean? That means doing good and avoiding evil. It's as simple as that. Doing good, avoiding evil. But today, many parents are so confused and they don't understand what evil is and they don't want to think about it because it's self-gratification. Whatever I want to do is good. So if I want to take methamphetamine and my kids are in the house, but I want to do it, it's okay. Okay. In the real world, it's evil. You don't intoxicate yourself in front of your children. You don't. So that's just one small example of what I'm talking about. So the authority in the home has declined dramatically in the last 25 years. And that's on baby boomers, but also the generations after the boomers. Because baby boomers didn't have an excuse because we had traditional greatest generation parents. We had parents that basically said, look, there's good, there's evil, and you do good or else. Remember the or else? There's no or else anymore. So if you go to the prisons, and you won't, but if you would, or if you had access, or if you talk to people who are drug addicted, alcoholics, whatever, almost all of them will tell you they had bad parents or no parents. They split. Okay, what do we have? 71% of African Americans now born out of wedlock? It's insane. And whites is up around 50%. It's crazy. Now, if a baby's born out of wedlock, that doesn't automatically say the parents are bad. That would be unfair to do that. But the odds are much higher. And the abandonment of fathers and Father's Day and Sunday, as you all know, I mean, it's just a crisis. Media will never cover it. Nope. Because it reflects poorly on many minority groups. So the media is not going to cover it. Biden's not going to mention it. Nobody's going to do anything about it in Congress. You really can't do anything. You can't legislate good parenting. A lot of people don't understand that. The federal and state governments can't do anything about bad parents unless the parents abuse their kids or neglect their kids. Then they can remove the kids and prosecute the parents, but that very rarely happens. The second reason is bad schools, public schools. So I sent my kids to private schools, and it was the best decision I ever made. Even though in my area on Long Island, the public schools are good academically, moral values don't exist. They don't exist. I had principals tell me this face to face. I said, we got a problem with the kids coming out of the school and acting out in negative ways. He goes, look, I can't do anything about that. Once they're in the school, and I can, but if they're going to threaten somebody on the internet, if they're going to bully a gay kid, I can't do anything about it. That's changed a little bit now because of the political correct cancel culture stuff, but not so much. Once the kid comes out the school door, no. Now, moral values in the classroom, forget it. Forget it. Teachers will never go near it. When I was teaching in high school in a ghetto in Miami, I didn't teach moral values per se, but I did teach responsibility to yourself, to others, to your country, to your parents. That your responsibility to be respectful to your parents. And then that's what I got, but then I would lay out why. That's the way you build character. Parents aren't perfect, but you have a responsibility to be respectful to them. I'm telling the urchins this in a classroom. So, bad parents, public schools are totally derelict in this. And the third thing is the social media. Because this is immediate gratification. I mean, even Meyer, I got to take the machine away at dinner time. Literally, take it away. They can't stop. They're addicted to it, as are most children. Addicted. If they don't have it, start to do it like this. Now, once you get in, there's no moral responsibility on this. None. There's no moral values on this. And you can access in a blink the worst stuff in the world here in your hand. That has just cascaded moral values down like nothing else ever invented. And you clerics know it. You rabbis, priests, ministers, imams, you know it. You've seen it. There used to be people would debate moral questions. They don't do that anymore. If it's good for me, I'm going to do it. Lying is an epidemic in America, even under oath, even in court. I mean, the judges and the lawyers, they expect the people to lie now because they're not held accountable. You take an oath, you're under oath, you lie, it's demonstrable, nothing happens to you. So how are you going to have any moral code at all? You're not. And that's what this poll shows. And most people don't go into it as deeply as I do, but they know there's something wrong. If you are stuck in a timeshare and you haven't called Lone Star Transfer yet, what are you waiting for? Lone Star Transfer has helped more than 16,000 happy customers. They are family-owned, have a 99% success rate. Their process is done legally, ethically, and quickly. I mean, does it get better than that? The team at Lone Star Transfer will keep you informed every step of the way until you are legally and permanently released from your timeshare. So, don't pay another penny for a timeshare you don't use. Get peace of mind today with Lone Star Transfer. They guarantee the release of all liability to your timeshare in writing and in a specific time frame. Give Lone Star Transfer a call for a free no-obligation consultation. 855-551-7066, 855-551-7066, or online at lonestartransfer.com. All right, Joe Biden's scheduled today and do anything other than sign the Ocean Shipping Reform Act. What is that? Well, it requires a Federal Maritime Commission to investigate complaints about late fees charged by ocean carriers to determine whether those charges are reasonable. This is what he did all day. Fine, investigate late fees. So look, it's Thursday. He's off to Rehoboth either tonight or tomorrow morning. Goodbye, another 4-day weekend. Hello. This is so ridiculous. The man does nothing. Day after day after. I hope you read my message on BillO'Reilly.com where I said yesterday the only thing he did was a gay rights thing. Okay. I don't have a beef with that. I don't know how gay it was because Biden's announcing he's going to Saudi Arabia, where if you're gay, you're going to wind up under a sand dune. Do we all know that? Jeez. Okay, politics, Daily Caller. Conservative website, you may know it. So they contacted all 50 Senate Democrats, 50 of them. It's a simple question. Would you support Joe Biden in 2024? 5 said yes. Again, these are Democrats. Chuck Schumer, Tim Kaine of Virginia, Jack Reed of Rhode Island, Cory Booker of Jersey, Chris Coons, Delaware, who's Biden's friend. Okay, 5. The other 45 did not respond. Now, they may just not like Daily Caller. That's possible. If I called all 50 senators, I'm not expecting a lot of them to reply. But in this question, if you were going to support Biden, why wouldn't you reply? It makes Biden look stronger, right? Interesting. Fox News poll, as you know, it leans left. It's an anomaly because Fox News itself leans right. The poll leans left. Don't know why. Didn't when I was there. They asked, who do you trust? Remember the Johnny Carson show? Before he got the Tonight Show, his first show was, who do you trust? Republicans or Democrats to handle the following. Crime. Republicans, 52%, Democrats, 39%. Inflation and higher prices. Republicans, 55%, Democrats, 36%. Border security. Republicans, 55%, Democrats, 36%. Preservation of American democracy. Republicans, 46%, Democrats, 45%. Now, that's despite the Trump attacks from the January 6th committee saying Trump tried to undermine democracy, and the Republicans were fine with it. It's a tie. Foreign policy, Republicans 49, Democrats 41. Gun policy is a tie as well, 47-47, Republicans, Democrats. So basically, almost everything, 102,000 registered voters, equally divided between Republican and Democrat, favor the GOP, according to a Fox poll, which leans left. All right, so the media continues to help Joe Biden by failing to acknowledge that all of the endorsements, and I think it was 4 newspapers endorsed Trump in 2020, 4 major newspapers, all the rest in Biden, and all the television networks, with the exception of FNC, wanted Biden to win. So massive media, Biden. So now that Biden's a disaster, certifiable disaster, stock market imploded again today, everybody's suffering. Okay, media won't admit it's a mistake. In fact, they continue to cover up for Biden. Roll it.
But I'll tell you, everybody is suffering. But let's place it in the places that it belongs.
Right.
Okay? Gas prices aren't bad because of anything Biden did. It's just what he's going to absorb. Mm-hmm.
There's also a war going on in
There's
Ukraine.
a war going on.
And there were a lot of little things separately that all came together. For example, I keep using rental car prices. You know, that's not the president's fault. That's not the Fed's fault. That's because the pandemic stopped rental cars, the business essentially. The companies sold off their fleets, and now it costs a lot of money to rent a car.
So we've got multiple reasons why we have this inflation right now at 8.6%. There's plenty of blame to go around, all sides, but the Fed has got to get this under control.
Because we were experiencing a once-in-a-lifetime pandemic. We were on the brink.
Exactly.
There really wasn't an option. And remember, 6 months ago, no one was expecting we'd be at war. Ukraine would be facing a war, which is why gas prices and food prices are so high.
And they're just lying. Because Trump had the same COVID stuff. Same thing. And it was worse because there was no vaccine. We didn't have all this. We didn't have rent-a-car prices through the roof. We didn't have supply chain problems. We didn't have inflation under Trump. They're just lying. Now, do they know they're lying? No, they're not smart enough to know. I mean, Whoopi Goldberg says gas prices aren't bad because of anything Biden did. That's just ridiculous. I mean, that's what maybe a second grader would say. She believes it, but she's just not smart enough, I guess. So when you attack the fossil fuel industry, Ms. Goldberg, that's going to drive gas prices up. Going to drive the worldwide price of oil up. I know you don't know economics. I know you were in Ghost and you were making a little thing or whatever you were doing, but come on. And this is ABC News putting this stuff out. Okay, and while we're on the subject of ABC News and all the other news agencies, 71% of journalists say fake news is a very big problem. Another ridiculous poll, Pew Research asked almost 12,000 U.S.-based journalists. Lean right, 19%, lean left, 33%, mixed, 32%. So that means 65% of the journalists they asked, almost 12,000, were not conservative people. And the key question is this. Made-up news and information is a blank problem in the country today. Very big problem, 71%. Moderately big problem, 23%. No problem, 6%. So 94% of journalists working today say fake news is a problem. Okay. Well, why? Because the corporations that own the media companies force the journalists to contrive stories, to spin the story. Of course they do. Look at Russian collusion. Look at that. That's the best example you could possibly give anybody. And what are any of the journalists doing about it? Nothing. They got their paychecks. AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens, is the leading conservative advocacy and benefits organization in America. I am an AMAC member, and you should be too. AMAC gives you access to exclusive benefits, insightful takes on today's news, and a magazine full of uncensored content that you will not find anywhere else. Most importantly, AMAC is working tirelessly to preserve the freedoms enshrined and secured by our Constitution. AMAC has become one of the most impactful organizations in America because more than just talk, AMAC gets things done. They are pushing back against the efforts to defund our police, weaken the borders, and replace your freedom with government control. But they need your help. Stand with me and more than 2 million patriots and join AMAC today at amac.us. That's AMAC.us. amac.us, and tell them O'Reilly sent you. Okay, here's the final thought of the day. I'm out here on the east end of Long Island. Prices are insane. I mean insane. $25 for a cheeseburger. Some places throw fries in, some places don't. Never in my life will I spend $25 on a cheeseburger. No. I will buy chopped beef. I will do it like this. I'll put it on the grill, and I'll have a cheeseburger. I'm not paying $25 for a cheeseburger. Worse. Ready? So lobster prices are going down because there's a lot of lobsters this year for some reason. They're having big harvest in Maine and on the New England coast. Lobster roll, where I am right now, $38. No. You can buy a lobster, a whole lobster, £1.25 for $22. On. So what I'm saying to you is this. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. I know immediate gratification, but the only way we're going to defeat this insanity, the assault on our money, is to walk away. Don't buy it. If you know it's unfair. And today, in my favorite breakfast place, I ordered corned beef hash because they do that pretty well. It's half of the portion that was served just 3 months ago. I went to the waitress and said, "What's this? Do you have a magnifying glass so I can see it?" I know what they're doing. You know what they're doing. I may have to learn how to cook. I know how to barbecue. I may have to learn how to cook. I don't care how much money I have. I'm not buying into this hysteria. I am not going to do it. Gas, I can't do anything about. Food, I can. That is the final thought of the day. I appreciate you watching and listening to the No Spin News. Please spread the word. I think this is the finest newscast available. I really believe it. We try very hard to make it so. Have a great weekend. New column on Sunday, and we'll see you on Monday. If you own a home or property, here are 2 reasons you never want to become the victim of home title fraud. Reason 1, when a cyber criminal worms his way onto your home's title, he'll take out loan after loan using your home's equity. Then he'll vanish, leaving you to prove you didn't commit the fraud. Reason 2, you could be a victim of home title fraud and not know it for months. No agency notifies you or asks if you sold your home or added someone to the title. You'll find out when the collection calls start coming for loans you never took out. Nobody knows about how to help stop this crime more than Home Title Lock, America's trusted leader. I urge you to go to HometitleLock.com, read the testimonials from retired FBI agents and others, then register your home address to see if you are already a victim. And when you protect your home, tell them Bill sent you for 30 free days of protection. So please go to HometitleLock.com, HometitleLock.com.
Bill O'Reilly is back on TV and only on The First. No Spin News, every weeknight at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on The First.